Well, let's see here. Alex Pretti was an American citizen over the age of 18 who had no criminal record. Alex Pretti had his Second Amendment right to carry. He also had the state of Minnesota's permission to conceal carry because he went and jumped through the extra hoops. Not just a background check, he went to classes, courses, took a test, paid money to get a little card that said it was okay for him to conceal carry, and he happens to live in a state where open carry is perfectly legal. So he was walking downtown Minneapolis, probably going to Glam Donuts. Minding his own fucking business when ICE came up and pushed a woman because they were mad that a business in that area wouldn't open the door for them. Because in downtown Minneapolis, because of ICE presence and what they have been doing, businesses have been taking on their right to refuse service to anybody and locking their fucking doors, letting people in on a one-by-one basis. Alex Pretti was just crossing the street, directing traffic as need be, so he could safely cross the street when an ICE officer decided to come and interject himself into something that had nothing to do with him and push another citizen. Alex Pretti being an ICU nurse, it only makes sense that he would turn around and help his fellow man, woman, up to his feet. He gets pepper sprayed for his service of being a good Samaritan. When the agent turns around and pushes her again, knowing that Alex Pretti is going to put himself between the agent and the girl because he's done it once already to pick her up off the ground. When that officer put his hand on him, he had every right at that point in time to stand his ground, pull that weapon, and fire. Because he was under threat. He had no way of fleeing the situation that he found himself in. He didn't put himself there. He was forced into that. And then he was executed for it. After they disarmed him, of course. And now you have the pedophile in chief sitting there talking about how you can't have these weapons. You can't just walk around with them. And then you have Kash Patel, the head of the FBI, saying the same goddamn thing. We have an insane situation going on right now, and it is being ran by a crazy person. A person who is actively dying, a person who has dementia. But you expect American citizens just to lay down and let this happen? Absolutely not. In a perfect world, none of this would have happened, because in a perfect world, we would have never had Tangerine Palpatine at any point of power. But we don't live in a perfect world. We live in this one. That's just as crazy as you just called the commenters in Tom Powell's thread. Jesus fucking Christ. If you're not using your Second Amendment rights to defend yourself and your property, then why do you have them? Why do we have Second Amendment rights? The lead of the FBI is saying we shouldn't have them because we shouldn't be able to protect ourselves or our property, or God forbid help other people that the Gestapo deems in their way. Why do we have 2A to begin with? Why do y'all care so much about the fucking 2A? Why do y'all cling so fucking tightly to them and say, over my cold dead hands, whenever we have a mass pew-pewing? Please explain this to me. If we're not using the weapons for self-defense, then why do we have them? And if we're using the weapons for self-defense, perhaps our government should protect citizens in their tranquility and their liberty and their safety and their welfare, and stop what they're doing. You know, doing the job in which we, the people, elected them to do. They're only doing this by the consent of the governed. Jesus Christ.